Hola clase, yo estoy muy bien hoy. ¿Y ustedes? ¿Cómo están? Today, in this video, we're going to talk about direct object pronouns. We have them in English, and they have them in Spanish too. We'll talk about both, and we'll have a lot of practice. Are you ready? Vámonos! In this video, I'll tell you what direct objects are, what direct object pronouns are, why you might want to use them, and where they go in a Spanish sentence. Let's start by talking about what a direct object is. A direct object is a noun or a noun phrase in a sentence that gets the direct impact of the verb. So a noun might be something simple like pizza. A noun phrase is something more complicated like the pepperoni pizza that I bought in the freezer section at my supermarket last week. And they receive the direct impact of the verb, like I eat a pizza or I buy a frozen pizza. A quick and dirty tip for finding a direct object in a sentence is to take the verb and use it to ask a what question or a who question. It would really be whom, but whom is dying, which makes us grammar dinosaurs sad. So who? So I buy what? I see who? When you answer that question, you find your direct object. So what's a direct object pronoun then, and why would anybody want to use one? A direct object pronoun is a short substitute or stand-in for a longer direct object. So instead of saying pizza or pepperoni pizza or a pepperoni pizza that I buy in the frozen food section at my grocery store, I can say something shorter. I can say it. Why would you want to use one? Well, let's go ahead and work on that pizza. Let's say, for example, that I go to my grocery store because I want to buy a pizza. I walk over to the frozen food section and I look at the pizza. I think the pizza looks good. So I decide to buy the pizza. And I pick up the pizza, and I decide that the pizza looks pretty good. Then I take the pizza to the checkout. I pay for the pizza. I put the pizza in my reusable shopping bag and I take the pizza home. I take the pizza out of its box and I reheat the pizza, and then I put the pizza in the oven. That's how I reheat the pizza. And then I sit down to a delicious dinner of pizza. What's wrong with the little story I just told you? It's got too much pizza in it. That's why you want to use a direct object pronoun, to shorten things up and sound less repetitive. You can use the little substitute word it instead of pizza. So I wanted a pizza, I went to the store, I saw it, I picked it up, paid for it, bought it, put it in my bag, took it home, heated it up, and then I ate it for dinner. Much shorter. Still delicious pizza, but you didn't have to say the words so many times. Here are the direct object pronouns in English and their Spanish equivalents. Me means me. Te means you. Lo has more than one meaning. It can mean him. It can mean you if we're being formal and usted-like and talking to a male person. It can mean it if we're talking about an object, and the object is singular and masculine. La also has more than one meaning. It can mean her, It can mean you if we're talking about someone, usted and formal like, who's a female person, and it can mean it when the object is something singular and feminine, like a pizza. Nos means us. You or you all is os when you're being informal and you're hanging out in Spain. Los means them, and it means you all every place else. And this is either for you all are all men or you all are a mixed group. Las means them, or it means you all if you all are women. In this video, we're going to concentrate on this group right here. Lo, la, los, las. Now that we know what direct object pronouns are, let's figure out where they go in a sentence. In English, it's pretty straightforward. I see a pizza, I see it. You take the thing that you want to substitute, kick it out of the sentence, and replace it with your substitute, the direct object pronoun. I see it. In Spanish, it's a little bit more complicated because in Spanish, they don't file the direct object pronouns in the same spot that we do in English. So first of all, let's kick the pizza out of the sentence, because that's what a direct object pronoun does. Kick something out of the sentence. So goodbye to the pizza. We want to replace it then. What would be the best replacement for una pizza? Lo, la, los, or las? It would be la. And where it goes in Spanish is not at the end like in English, but right in front of the verb. Yo la veo. I see it. If you want to say that you don't see the pizza, then you put that in front. Yo no la veo. And remember that in Spanish, the subject pronoun is optional. So if you want, we can take out the yo and just say no la veo. Or if it's an affirmative sentence, just la veo, and put a period at the end, a capital letter at the beginning, and you're done. Let's take a little detour for a second and find some hints for hidden nouns, because sometimes it's easy to see the noun here, like una pizza. We know that it's a pizza. But what about here? Una pizza con anchoas. Are you supposed to pick the lo, la, los, or las to go with the pizza or with the anchoas? Same thing with la clase de matemáticas. This side is singular and this side is plural. And what about this monster? There's so many nouns in here. There's zapatos, there's mi amiga, her name is Sofia. What are you supposed to do? Here's a hint to help you out. Almost always in Spanish, when you have one of these long phrases, it's the first noun in the grouping. That's what's called in grammar terms the head noun. It's the head noun in charge of the whole group. And that's the one that you're going to pick the lo, la, los, or las for. So, una pizza con anchoas, the pizza's in charge, and you're going to pick la no matter how many little hairy fish are on the pizza. In la clase de matemáticas, you're going to pick clase because you just have one class, no matter how many math problems you do there. And mi amiga Sofia is just one person, but she's not in charge. It's her new shoes, los zapatos. See? She has to have more than one shoe for her more than one foot. So that's your hint. When you have a big long pile of stuff, look for the first noun in the group. Let's practice. For this practice, we're just going to talk about things, not people. So all we need is lo, la, los, or las. Masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural, and you will choose the direct object pronoun to replace the thing. For this exercise, for this part of the exercise, you have my stuff, so it's time to fess up and tell me that you have it. So, tienes mi chocolate. Remember, we're going to boot mi chocolate out of the sentence and replace it. Sí, lo tengo. The lo is the chocolate. Ready? Let's try another one. ¿Tienes mi botella de agua? Sí, la tengo. ¿Tienes mis zapatos nuevos? Sí, los tengo. ¿Tienes mis botas feas? Sí, las tengo. Let's switch now so you can make some negative sentences. This time when I ask you if you have my stuff, you don't have it. Ready? Here we go. ¿Tienes mi disco de Beyoncé? No, no lo tengo. ¿Tienes mi teléfono móvil? No, no lo tengo. ¿Tienes mi computadora? No, no la tengo. ¿Tienes mi chaqueta? No, no la tengo. ¿Tienes más tiempo? No, no lo tengo. We're out of time for this video, but we'll practice more in class. Let's recap what we've learned. In this video, we learned that direct objects receive the impact of a verb, and that you can find them in a sentence with a quick and dirty trick of using the verb plus who or what. Direct object pronouns are short stand-ins for direct objects. In Spanish, they go before a conjugated verb, and we use them to help make our speech and writing less repetitive. Es todo por hoy, clase. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.